Ponder the question. What if? Time.
That is Black Panther.
Space.
That's Captain Marvel.
Reality.
That is Iron Man. Ah, we're being flung through a tornado of alternate universe space shards. This is so unsafe. Behold, the triangle of convenience.
Of course you would be humbled. Classic Star-Lord.
Putting classic in front of anyone's name, also known as a classic sin. T'Challa has unwaveringly balanced Korath on one shoulder as if he's a baby about to be burped. Sure, he works out and practices hand-to-hand combat, but he's just a normal man, and hauling dead weight around should not be this easy. Not one of these well-armored fighters decides to shoot out T'Challa's knees. Not one.
Though our hero's destiny might lie in the stars above, the beginning of his journey was much more down to earth.
Previously on Black Panther. Also, is living in a rich, technologically advanced fantasy land like Wakanda really more down to earth? I mean, it's on Earth, I guess, but still, it's f***ing Wakanda.
Does this really look like Peter Quill to y'all?
Sure, I don't know. All humans look alike to me.
That's racist.
Well, my home is built on an ancient vibranium meteorite.
Secret spilling kids.
But why stop at one world, huh? When we can show you all of them.
This kid is zipped up into orbit by a kid-snatching alien and doesn't shed a single tear for the loss of the relationships he leaves behind? Why is T'Challa so chill about his impending abduction?
Your money is no good here.
Please.
No, seriously, we only take cash.
Then why not just start with that? Saying your money's no good here and we only take cash are two very different things. It's implication, which is not something Drax would ever do. He's just brutally honest. Also, how are they able to get just about everyone back to voice their characters they played in the live-action films, but couldn't get Dave Bautista to voice Drax? Was he too busy pitching Stuber 2? Remember, Nebula is just a cartoon. Remember, Nebula is just a cartoon. Remember, Nebula is...
When I was young, Yondu attempted to return me to Wakanda, but it had been destroyed.
T'Challa knows Nebula and works with her father from time to time. She should already know this story, no? I get that we don't know this story, but there has to be a less sinful way to get it exposited to us. And then you ask, but even if there was, wouldn't you send the exposition anyways? And yes, we absolutely would. Standing directly in this blinding light beam.
Never have been any good at saying no to you, kid.
This is probably the first time in the history of parenting that never saying no has resulted in a responsible adult. I mean, if you consider an adult who robs people blind responsible. So yeah, you should say no to your kids sometimes, parents.
The collector's got a famous kink for exotic flora and fauna.
Dendrophilia. And no, there's nothing wrong with a healthy fetish. I just love saying dendrophilia.
Stop! I thought we were faking it!
Shouting your plan at this volume near the people you are trying to trick.
Ravagers will start a riot, drawing the attention of the Black Order.
We have a situation. All units report to our position.
All units report because one guy was chucked across a courtyard. That was hardly a riot, and the only reason this works is because of the "this works" cliche.
Amazing! I have no notes! A perfect plan!
No notes? How about the glaringly obvious question of where will we find the embers of Genesis inside that f***ing maze? The show tells us the answer is to accidentally run into a duck that gives directions. Perfect plan, my ass.
Oh, my dearest Nebula, aren't you a sight for sore eye? Forgive me, I couldn't help myself.
The Collector would be a marvel at TVSins. Sure, most everyone is seeing T'Challa find living collections and thinking about their story or purpose, but I'm over here wondering how the Collector feeds them all, or cleans out their cages, or what is the food bill for this many living creatures?
My guess, he's compensating for something big.
Man, Marvel is really trying hard to make Howard the Duck a thing in this universe. I like getting weird as much as the next guy, but I still have scars from trying to wrap my little kid brain around Leah Thompson begging for some duck dick. I don't need those wounds opened up again.
You know I can find them.
Cosmic flora down the hall.
Says the duck in a moving prison maze who somehow knows where a very specific item is located.
Screw it.
Talking loudly, discharging a weapon, having no general plan of where you're going. I mean, the list of reasons why T'Challa is doing a terrible job just grows and grows.
You know what they say, when you're out of luck, always go duck.
Or my personal favorite, if it don't quack, don't give a fack.
The Ravagers? It's a diversion.
Only one person of this highly trained deadly gang knows what the Ravagers look like? Ah, yes, Wakanda tech. So advanced that it glows like daylight to really hammer home that the necklace matches the vehicle. T'Challa's so lucky too, because the model of his necklace includes the glow even brighter mode if he hesitates to follow the plot line. I mean, T'Challa is correct, but he can't possibly know that yet. The homing beacon could have been sent years ago, and Wakanda could have still been destroyed. Both things can be true.
You don't belong down there with them. You belong up here with us, with your family.
Justifying kidnapping.
All a distraction, providing me the necessary cover to obtain this. the embers of Genesis.
But the show won't bother us with showing us how she actually did it. That would be just silly. The collector would be smart enough to remove anything from a person that could be used as a weapon, but of course he doesn't here because reasons.
I liked that thing you said about not locking people in cages.
That's what it took to convince Karina, not the thousands of individuals that were kidnapped and locked in cages before T'Challa. It's good she came to her senses and took a stand, but damn, it took a long time to get there.
There's plenty more we can play with. Observe.
Collector fans, prepare yourselves for several minutes of OP weapons and fan fiction fighting. I warn you so you can get your mental masturbatory sock ready.
A dagger forged in dark matter, taken from the ruler of the Dark Elves.
Reminding me that Thor the Dark World is a thing that exists. Just a reminder, as T'Challa somehow manages to launch himself backwards 100 feet, do the splits midair, and snatch a crown off a head, that he's just human. These perfectly symmetrical, chaotic eyebrows. Don't you love how the wall of weapons fire reduces to a few shots once the enemies are in sight? Also, our heroes can escape and have a few boss battles. My point is, if you have an army of bad guys blasting the shit out of a place 1 second, why would they stop when they turn the corner? First, if Yondu had just put the whistle missile through the collector's head, this would be done by now. Second, did he just knock off Hela's helmet and it shatters? What sort of lame, powerful helmet takes a tumble off a noggin and disintegrates? See, kids, this is why you never eat watermelon seeds.
You think this can contain me?
At this point, I'll believe whatever you show me. Thanos is decent, Nebula is a blonde, pressing buttons on an arm cuff you've never used before can open a very specific door to the nearest nifty jail cell. None of this matters because it's not in the timeline I've been investing in, and I f***ing hate it. The collector magically has the bracelet back on that Yondu took off of him.
I was the one who told you I wanted to see the world. All you did was show me the universe.
Oh, I see we've arrived at the last act, where conflict simply fades and we're eating the crumbs of the remaining resolution to the story. I don't want crumbs, I want a sandwich.
Where you want to be? That's the question, isn't it?
Better question, how did he know which button was the show me the earth button on a Wakandan ship?
But that's a story for another day.
Is it a story that will almost entirely be people saying, trust me, this thing we're doing is super hard, and then skipping over how they managed to actually do the hard things? Because I just watched that episode. I'm not interested in round 2.
You know when you go on like this what you sound like? Sound like a duck. Quack, 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 quack.
Son of a... That's gonna leave a mark.
Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
That's it. No more Mr. Nice Duck.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all! You don't belong down there with them. You belong up here with us, with your family.
There's always room for family.
I gotta get some of that green stuff! No! Not that green stuff!
All you did was show me the universe.
I should have been a better father to you, Dewey. I wish I spent more time playing catch with you and less time training my body and mind to kill you in a machete fight.